What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, guys. And in today's video, I want to talk about the coaching. I want to talk and specifically the coaching carousel, guys, because it needs improvement. So if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed, do me a solid and hit the subscribe button. I would love nothing more than to hit 100,000 subscribers by the time College Football 27 drops in July. So, and that's very well possible, guys, if you just hit the sub button. So, coaching carousel. One thing that I've noticed is I hate the coaching carousel. It's a little bit better than last year in that you do get better offers depending on. For example, right now I'm offensive coordinator at North Carolina in this particular dynasty. If I started out at a lower tier school, you'll get decent offers. But when you prove yourself in like the Power 4 conferences, you get better offers. However, one thing that I've noticed, and I want to know if you've been experiencing this as well down in the comment section down below. How many of you have been getting the same offers? No matter what dynasty you play, it's pretty much the same teams are offering you every single time. Now, I know there's different factors that go into this, like your alma mater, your pipeline, your recruiting pipeline plays a role. Your offensive scheme, defensive scheme, as well as your coach archetype plays somewhat of a role in what schools offer you. But even with that being said, I mean, we're looking at 140, 130 something teams. There has to be more offers than what we get every year. So looking at all of the offers, any coach, there's always 4 offers. There's only 4. You get 4 in that first week, and then if you don't accept any of those, you get 4 more. So pretty much 8. But when you go to all openings, there's always a fairly decent list of schools. Now, I know every 130 some school isn't going to be looking for position coaches and things of that nature, but in my opinion, I'm not going to say it should be more. Because, like I said, schools aren't just looking for coaches all the time. But why is it that we can't just apply and let our resume speak for itself? Because let's be honest, if I'm a coach that's won, say, 4 national championships in the last 5 years, and oh no, let me tell you this, because this really happened in my dynasty. This same one that I'm currently at North Carolina on. I went to be the head coach at Clemson. I was there 3 years, guys. 3 years. Okay, I won national championship in my first 2 years there. My 3rd year, we went 4-8. I got fired. First of all, that's not going to happen in real life. You are not going to win 2 back-to-back national championships and then go 4-8 and get fired. But be that as may, it happened in the game. Now, I ended up at North Carolina being the offensive coordinator because I didn't like any of the other schools that was available. But I have to digress. The issue is if you had a head coach that just won 2 back-to-back national championships, like any team that's looking for a head coach, more than likely is going to be looking for this particular coach. Mind you, that was just at Clemson. Overall, in this particular dynasty over the span of schools I've been at, I think I've gotten maybe 7 national championships. So it's crazy how, okay, it tells you, oh, these schools really aren't interested in you. I would say this, if they're not interested, why not? Because one thing that I've noticed is even looking at the schools that are interested, okay, their primary archetype is a program builder, offensive scheme is power spread, defensive scheme, alma mater, no. So you don't have to be an alma mater. You don't have to have went to Florida for them to be interested in you. But those are the other preferences of which I don't meet. I'm a tactician, so I don't meet the program builder. Or well, I do have the program builder. My offensive scheme is variance shoot. My defensive scheme is a 4-2-5. Perfect example, Miami. Alma mater? Yes. I'm not an alma mater. I didn't go there. I didn't go there. But I'm still a program builder. I don't run those offenses and defenses. However, I have an offer. Now, I'm not a top 3 candidate, and I think that's something that kind of puts you in the top 3 is if you're fulfilling those things. For example, SMU, I'm number 2 on their top candidate list, because I meet the primary archetype as a tactician, but I also meet the defensive scheme, and I'm not an alma mater. If I ran spread, I'd be number one on that. Okay. This one is interesting because I am number one. However, I don't meet any of those. So I don't know, man. I would say this: if their schools aren't gonna, if they're not interested, why are they not interested? Because, like I said, you see all openings. You mean Buffalo wouldn't want a coach come to their program that's won 7 national championships? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Why do they not want me? And let's say I was interested, because I'm looking at this list, and if I was trying to build a program, heck, Appalachian State coming off 11-3 season, their head coach got a new job. You know what I'm saying? I would like to apply for that, but I can't. The game doesn't let you. Why not? If I'm a head coach looking for a new job and there's an opening, in real life, you're going to apply to where you want to go. Yeah, you're going to get some schools that'll give you a call and would like for you to apply, but you still have that freedom to apply to whatever program that you want to that has an opening. And I'm telling you, if you've won several national championships, all of these schools would be interested in you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And if they not, why not? Is it money? Can they not afford you? I don't know. Because that's not a currency in the game. That's not a thing in the game with money and paying coaches, if that makes sense. Now, what's a system that they can redo with this to make it better and funner in the coaching carousel? Allow you to apply and let your resume speak for itself. Because this does a few things. Number one, it's going to reward you for being a winning coach. Because I don't care what program you're at. If you're a winning coach, if you have proven that you can win and win consistently, teams will consider hiring you. Look at whatever high school in the city that you're at right now. If they needed a new head coach and they had a head coach, if they had a coach that was interested in the job who's won 6 state championships, you mean to tell me your school wouldn't be interested in bringing him in? Absolutely they would. And here's my deal. If these schools are not interested, why not? Troy, they're not interested whatsoever. At all. 0. Toledo, 0. DC job, 0. Which makes sense because I'm an offensive coordinator. Now, if you're a head coach, you'll get interest from that. But then you look at these. OC, head coach. And the only reason I've literally played dynasties with all of these schools. Maybe except I've played a little bit with Florida, not that much. But my point is, why aren't there more schools? Why can't there be more schools? Why can't we go in and apply for the schools that we want to apply to? You want to see my coaching resume? This is the point that I'm trying to make. Let's go to stats and records so you can kind of see where my coaching stats is at. Okay. So this is my pedigree. I am A- prestige coach. Wait, that's not me. Where am I at? Oh, okay. They talking about head coaches. Bruh. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a mother stinking minute. Okay, here I go. Okay. So I'm a C. I'm a C. Yeah, because we didn't have a very good season or whatever. But look at my career record, because this is from other schools. 148 wins, 26 losses, 8.51 win percentage, 9 winning seasons. Okay? My playoff record is 12-8. Playoff percentage is 0.6. I've won 3 national championships in this particular dynasty, 8 conference titles. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Those 3 national championships, I was the head coach. So if I'm looking, even for an offensive coordinator position, you're looking at this: 8 players drafted in the first round, 15 drafted. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a team that's looking for an offensive coordinator, if I was to apply, it's like, man, this guy's proven that he's a winner. Of all the offensive coordinators, he's won 3. He's won 3. He's won 1. Guess what? This guy right here, the 2 of them that he won, actually, well, I don't know how long he's been at Vanderbilt, but I don't know if I was at Vanderbilt in this dynasty, actually. But still, y'all get what I'm saying. Like 8 conference championships. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Like, that makes no sense. That's a desirable coach. And it's another thing that I really don't care for too much is like once you have a bad season, then you are no longer you're no longer viable, if that makes sense. Okay, that's what it was. See, all 3 of these are user controlled teams. That's when I won the national championship. That guy, that offensive coordinator that you just saw at Vanderbilt. Okay, I get my dynasties mixed up. This dynasty here, I was at Vanderbilt for 3 years. Won national championships all 3 years I was there. This isn't the Clemson one, but that story I told you about Clemson, that actually did happen, by the way. But you see here, we were in the national championship 3 years in a row. Okay. I don't think I went with any of these teams. I didn't make it with any of these teams. What school was I at? I can't remember what school I was at before I went to North Carolina. But you won 3 back-to-back national championships. And guys, this is the tale of the tape. It doesn't matter how good you coach. Whenever you go to your job offers, you're only going to have 8 schools. There's going to be 4 in one week, and there's going to be 4 in the other week. And then you go to all openings, and there's a plethora of schools that you can't even apply to. In NCAA 14, one thing that I liked about it is that no matter, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but if I'm not mistaken, you could apply to any of these schools that were open. No matter what the openings were, you would have to apply. They would have to accept you. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think you just clicked on it and you signed a contract with them. You know what I'm saying? But here, that's what they want. You know, and then you're looking at a 3-year contract here. Goal is to win 8 games. We've done that. And so it's essentially, I don't know why they do it like that, because I wouldn't be starting. They're looking at it like I'm starting right here. And it's like, no. So the game is kind of glitched in that regard. But I have to digress. We need to be able to have more schools. We need to be able to sign to more school or apply. You know what I'm saying? Allow us the same way we do with our coordinators. We have to extend an offer to them and they can accept it or deny it. Let us, as a coach, be able to utilize all openings and go where we want to go, as opposed to being dictated by just who offered us. That's not how college football works. Coaches have the freedom to reach out to whatever schools they want to apply for. They don't just sit and wait. Do some schools reach out? Absolutely. But that coach also has the freedom to apply to the jobs that he wants to work. Allow us to do that. That's all I'm saying. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below, guys. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.